U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. Yeah, yeah. Chat ugly. Welcome on in to an ugly chat and an even uglier shrimply. How's it going? Happy Fool's Day. Who's a fool? How many jokes did you fall for today? And how many jokes did you wish you were real? Did you wish were real? Did you wish you were real? Do you wish you were real? That's actually another good question. Never mind. We'll leave that for another research study. None of them? We are all fools. 2 today. Jennifer fell for 2. Thank you for being honest. I'm an ugly fool, says Nikla. I can't pronounce your name. I'm a fool. Apologies. Ugly. I fall for them every year multiple times. Ryan, okay then. I fall for when I was so sad. Your skin is glowing. It must be the color. See what happens when you juxtapose something so statistically ugly with literally anything else. Then you're bound to look beautiful in comparison. The science of relativity. It's work. Is it working? See, I didn't even think of that. There you go. Life hack. Put on clothes so ugly that no matter what, like, you're just gonna glow. You're just gonna look beautiful. Because nothing can be uglier than the statistically proven ugliest shade in the world, right? These are research questions that we are actually going to answer on this day, on this stream. I am very excited for today's stream. This is a different one. This is an abnormal stream. This is like, first of all, it's Tuesday. What? Like, did people even know it was Tuesday? What day of the week is it? April Fools fell on a weird day, but of course it would. We're all just fools sitting here waiting for it to roll around and maybe laugh once a year. Once a year, I like to laugh. You know, it's good for you. Get some humor in you. And every other day is just hell on earth. So cheers to April Fools. And all the brands, friends, parents, teachers, whoever in your life brought you a really dumb joke today that just made you laugh for 2.5 seconds. We appreciate it. Wow. Menchie, she just jumped right up on commit. She thought I was pounding for Menchie. Menchie, you fool. Don't step on my hot plate. Menchie, you look good in this color. Because she's so beautiful. This is a compare and contrast to my cat. She's so pretty. You're all fools. We're also such fools. Look at her beauty. We can never compete. Right, sweetie? No, we can't. Okay. Should I get to the stream or should we just sit here looking so cute relative to the ugliest color on earth? Alright, okay. Oh, no? Okay. Alright, she's gonna interrupt this presentation. Just like during Dark Academia. Perfect. I can't see my notes. Okay, good. So yeah, it's Tuesday. Welcome on in to our wonderful mods, to the cats, to the dogs, to the uglies, you know. That's all of us collectively on this day. And even if you're not ugly on the outside, like maybe you've been ugly on the inside. I feel like we all have at some point. Just own up to it. We are streaming today and not tomorrow. So for the gamers who aren't joking, yeah, I am not streaming tomorrow because I'm doing this today. And I spent a long time, hours of my life have been lost to the research I'm about to present to you, which I'm very excited for. Right, Menchie? We're very excited. But yeah, let me just read through your chats and maybe my cat will jump off the table by then. And we can get to business, what you actually came to class for. Pizza, what? Oh my God, it's Bez Belbo, he returns. That's supposed to be for Ben's chat. I'm not gonna give him this 65 SEK. I don't know what currency this is in. I need to do more research. Excuse me, was this ugliness Shrimply's idea? I will tell you all the details. Or will it be a joke? You'll never know. On this day, you'll just never know. Carolyn, I really thought the polish was a joke, but ordered one because it's prugly. It was supposed to be a joke. And then I was like, people will want it though. So anyways, I have a slide on that. Don't worry. Joke's on you. We love it. Is it sold out yet? No. Because it's ugly. Which, as expected, as projected, it is not gonna sell out on day one. Duh. What shade do you recommend for a Disney vacay? Born Ugly. You know, for all the children there, you can show it to them and be like, look, it's you. No? Okay, maybe don't do that. I did that to my sister though. I was like, hey, I know we discontinued your shade, but I have another one for you. And then I gave her the bottle. And then she read the shade name and she was like, no, that's you, bitch. Just sister humor. Sibling humor. My kiddo, JB, saw Menchie on screen, says, hi, Menchie. He loves Menchie. Menchie says, "Argh." Jessica, BB no money. One fave Juno. I saw him stand up and say something mean about Elon Musk. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like him now. Even though I know nothing about him otherwise. So now my interest has been piqued. Author, my order already shipped. Happy April Fool's Day. Oh, damn. The warehouse is not joking. They are serious. Too real. I hope the shade will last until next launch because buying one polish as international is not very economic. All jokes aside. Yes, Holo Taco launched a nail polish. Born Ugly. She is new. She is ugly. She has a whole history, which is what this stream is gonna be about. But long story short, for just the people who like don't care about the study notes and just want the nail polish consumer facts, yes, this is for sale now. It is limited edition. I think it's gonna be no problem staying in stock until royalty because it is not selling out today because it's so ugly. So don't worry today. And if you actually like it, like don't buy this if you align with the statistics and don't like it and find it unappealing, because that would make sense to me. But if you are in the minority who finds it appealing, then I'm pretty sure no problem. It'll be available once the loyalty sale / royalty collection comes out, which is not till later in April. However, I don't know if it's gonna last the entire sale because royalty has weird tastes, to be honest. So it's possible it might get snatched up pretty much when the first to check out are there. So if you are a diehard ugly fan, then yeah, just be there first in the royalty sale would be my advice. But I wouldn't worry about it over the next couple weeks. I think she's gonna stick around because just like, look at her. Look at her. I like it and bought it. It's shipped already. Crazy. You're an outlier. Mac is an outlier. Your greens are my absolute favorite. Is this green? Or is it dirt brown? Or is it drab brown? Or is it dark olive? I don't know. We're gonna discuss. Will she be around as long as Chameleon Coat? Is Casey Riley still my mod? Or just random chatter with blue name? I love this olive poo. Me too. I love olive poo. That's what your poo, this is what your poo looks like when you eat too many olives. Or too much kale smoothies. All right, maybe this is like healthy poo color. I don't know, I should ask my doctor. I did speak to her today. I forgot to ask this question. What color is a healthy poo, doctor? Very important. TBH, this color with fallen flake talk. Oh, girl. I have all the combos. Because if you think she's ugly, I will also prove you wrong. Don't worry, we will get there. I like frozen yogurt. Okay, well, Ben's poo is like a light yellow. He likes banana frozen yogurt. Been sick over 2 weeks with pneumonia, and this lunch made me feel better already. Ordered lots of love to your cats from my cat Ronaldo from Denmark. Menchie would like to say something. Menchie, come back. Never mind, she ran away, but she was on my computer. I thought she was gonna press the power button. I'm like, girl, no. We haven't even started the deck. I just bought 2 to make sure. Stop. You're literally... To make sure of what? To make sure it's doubly ugly? It's not ugly. It's just like a dark version of not pressed. RIP Just Pressed. Should I release a new nail polish called Just Pressed? I feel like that one would look good. Y'all are tempting me. All right, let's look at my fit first. This is a shirt. This is a t-shirt. Wow. I found it and I was like, that looks like the color we're gonna release for April 1st. So I have to have it. And obviously it was available in all sizes, full stock, because no one buys this color. So that was lucky for me. Whew, my size wasn't sold out, nor was any other size. And I'm wearing this chain because I don't know why. I just thought it reminded me of the 90s. This color is kind of like 90s grungy, right? That's what it's giving me. I know some people have already observed like military. I guess I wasn't in that or associate much of my childhood with that. So that's not the first thing I think of, but I see it. I could see the camo vision too. Yep. I thought of like 90s grunge music, grungecore. Also think of baby poo, 40-pound poos, you know, skibbity toilet, whatever the kids are saying. Love it. Can't wait to try with Pear Don't Bother Me and Topaz Tears. Okay, it really looks really good with Topaz Tears. If you check in Holo Taco stories, there's a comparison there. Ever since you launched Pear Don't, I can't stop buying greens. Love them now. This is the year of the green. Wearing this color to my nephew's next diaper change. You should see if it matches, Renee. Let us know. So many of my clothes are that color. It's a beautiful earth tone. It is like dirt. It was actually described by participants of a research study as dirt-like. So with that said, should we get into my presentation on the world's ugliest color? Do we all have our tea? I need a tea check. Even Money wore skibbity toilet on red carpet. I don't even know what this means. Like he wore a toilet like as an outfit? What? Or did he sing the song? Skibbity dee bop 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 wee. I don't know. What? Don't ask me how I know these things. I almost bought it to see if it was real, but now that I know that it's real, definitely getting loving greens more. Is this the only ugly polish we can expect? I mean, this is the statistically ugliest color in the world. And so far, there hasn't been research to prove there's another ugly color. So, this is it for the ugliest, empirically speaking. Claire, order Born Ugly plus Cottagecore off the D-Band collection and pick my birthday gift. Can't wait to try them all. Awesome, you're gonna look like an ugly cottage girly for your birthday. Okay, it's not a joke. Holo Taco released the ugliest color in the world. Let's deep dive into the history. I'm very excited about the potential, or the lack of potential, shall I say, for this disgusting nail polish color. Wait, where'd I put her? Oh my god. Here she is, my baby. Born ugly. Just like me. Just like I tell my sister. I feel like people who don't have siblings are like, that's literally so mean. I'll be like, you've never had a sister. It's fine. You'll never understand. Let's get into it, class. Grab your tea and your water. My chair is too high. Yeah, we replaced my sister with this. She's no longer my favorite. All right, For April 1st, Holo Taco made the ugliest color in the world as a nail polish. But guess what? This is not a joke. You can literally buy it if you want, okay? But like, don't buy it if you think it's ugly. The point is, it is ugly as proven by research, which I'm about to present to you. Do not buy, do not set your alarm unless you decide you are in the minority. Brief history of Holo Taco April Fools. Every year that April Fool rolls around, we always come up with something that no one can actually buy. So we had a plastic Ziploc bag as a joke peely bag, and like you couldn't buy it. And then customers were like, no, but we actually want to buy a peely bag. So like, I don't know, 8 months later, we did release a iridescent unicorn bag. We're like, why did we listen to you? I don't know. Next year we did the hummus collection, which was not real. That was just Ben and one of our social media people who's obsessed with hummus. The two of them get along. It's so weird. It's weird. But that was not real either. And then we released NFT tacos. And by release, I mean we didn't actually release it. It was a joke. No sane brand at the time was actually releasing NFTs. In retrospect, I think it's wild, you know, the kind of waves that all of us have gone on in the last few years, especially looking at that one and where we are now. But anyways, the following year, for April Fools, Holo Taco did a spicy taco nail oil with bright orange colored nail oil, but you couldn't actually buy it. And people were like, no, but I actually might have wanted taco scented nail oil. And like, you know, I don't think you did, but anyways, I appreciate the enthusiasm. So this year for April Fools, I was like, what if we release the ugliest color in the world? What if like we just be like, we're releasing the ugliest color in the world, but instead of not releasing it, like all of these, we actually release it? Because it's not funny if you actually want it. And I think some of you, it's just some of you, not all of you, actually do want this. And don't worry, we're gonna do a poll at the end of this, after this research study, about your statistical how much you actually like this color in a nail polish. We're gonna collect all the data and compare it to everything else. So you can buy it now if you want, but don't worry about it. This is ugly, don't click here. It's a $12 creme. Be ugly and proud. This shade's been doing it since birth. Show up for the scientifically most unattractive color to ever exist with this full coverage dirt brown green creme. It's very hard to describe the color. You know, experts are confused. They actually don't align on what to call this color, so it's kind of up to interpretation. Available while supplies last, because who are we kidding? Ew. And here she is. Unfortunately, we subjected just a couple swatchers to this shade. We're like, we're sorry we have to do this to you, but can you please just, do you mind swatching this nail polish? And look, I got Ben. I put the ugly color on Ben. He looks good in it though. I kind of like it on him. I'm like, Ben, you look good ugly. This is nice. My boyfriend and I got one each. I really appreciate you made it available. Nice. You're gonna twinning. All right, back to my deck. So this is not a joke. You can buy it. All right, who's calling who, what, where, when ugly? Like, who decided this? Did I just make this up? Did I just pull this out of my butt? No, I did not. Okay, because GfK Blue Moon, a market research company based out of Australia, did research to determine the most unappealing color to smokers in Australia in 2011. This research was commissioned by the Australian government. The literal Australian government was like, we need to see what's ugly. What will deter people from smoking was the goal. So why? Australia wanted their citizens to cut down on smoking. What a lovely government. We love that for them. They plan to legislate tobacco product be only sold in plain packaging that was psychologically unappealing by using a standardized color and removing branding. in hopes that less of their citizens would want to buy or use tobacco or cigarettes was the main thing. They just needed to figure out, among other things like graphic warnings and font style, exactly what color would be the least attractive to people who are thinking or already smoking. How do we get there? I see some in chat being like, yeah, we do this in Norway. Okay, wait, I'm going to talk about everyone's country. Well, not everyone's country, but some other countries followed Australia's lead. But this is back in 2011. This is where the ugliest color in the world headlines in the media comes from. I read over 200 pages of empirical research, and this is my synthesis. Okay, I skimmed 200 pages and did a control find. But there was hundreds of pages of appendices and 6 different studies. And I spent all weekend reading them. Now, I do not purport to be an expert in tobacco legislation worldwide, nor in Australia, nor even in Canada, okay? That is not my field of expertise. If this was about crimes, maybe I would know a little bit more, but I found this topic so interesting, and the reasoning behind how we all decided there was an ugliest color in the world was actually based on deterring cigarette smoking. So fascinating. So this is my deep dive, and I've summarized it for you. Hopefully this is interesting to at least 7 of you. Let me know after class. No more marketing, mates. So 10 years ago, at least in Australia, or more than 10 years ago now, it used to be unregulated, and cigarette packaging was designed by the brand. So on the right, you know, if you live in the States, that looks very familiar because that's what they still have now. But pre-2011 in Australia and pretty much around the world, the branding of cigarette packages was just whatever they wanted it to be. Just like, you know, a cosmetics brand decides their coloring, their packaging, like what font they want, like they get to put their own branding and marketing. But then the Australian Government Preventative Health Task Force announced in 2010 it would legislate what's called plain packaging laws by 2012. They were the first country to do this. Australia was the first country to do this. Not necessarily the first country to put warnings. Let me be clear. Warnings are not the same thing as plain packaging laws. Plain packaging means literally like, see this? Like removing everything, not just the warning, but taking off that blue, the branding that says Winfield, for example, and just making it all standardized, ugly color, ugly font. The only branding that remains is the authorized font size that just says the name of the brand. No logos, no special colors, that's it. That's plain packaging. So there's a big difference between just having a graphic health warning and plain packaging. Okay, we understand. The objectives of plain packaging per the Australian government were to A, reduce attractiveness and appeal of tobacco products to consumers, particularly young people. B, reduce ability of tobacco product to mislead consumers about the harms of smoking, because I guess they were arguing you could do so with different creative branding. And C, increase noticeability and effectiveness of mandated health warnings. They wanted your attention to be drawn to the health concerns. They wanted you to stop smoking. The legislation was therefore to, I quote, restrict or prohibit tobacco industry logos, brand imagery, colors, and promotional text other than brand and product names in a standard color, position, font style, and size. No more graphic design, except for the people who came up with the graphic warnings. Yeah, this is all Australia. They led the way on this. Other countries copied them later. We'll get to that. But people in America are like, what? I've literally never seen this. But here you go. This is very fascinating. You know what's more fascinating? How they came to the conclusion of the ugliest color. Okay, so the research study conducted by GfK Blue Moon, which was the market research group, sought out to determine candidate colors for plain packaging, what type of font and font size, and also a lot of information on graphic health warning size, like, fun fact, should it be a dying adult or a dying child as the picture? Which one is more effective? I didn't include those pictures, but those were in this study to find out which one was more effective at deterring smokers. Their goal was that final plain packaging design must minimize the appeal and attractiveness while maximizing perceived harm and the noticeability of graphic health warnings. So they did want those warnings to really be the first thing, the main thing you see and not the brand. They conducted a total of 6 studies that varied between how they did them. So they had focus groups, online surveys, one-on-one interviews, and almost 2,000 people were sampled across studies total, but if you really care, there's a breakdown of like the N number for each mini study. The participants were mostly daily smokers, some of them weekly smokers, but basically they were people who were smoking and had been asked questions like, have you ever tried to quit? Do you want to quit? Yada, yada, yada. There was 3 studies that were specifically about the color. Why was there so many? Let's see where they started. So what colors turn you off? Like, they didn't put it that way, but that's the summary. In study number 2, they sought out to begin to find the ugliest color. They asked participants to rate 8 cigarette pack colors by the most appealing or the least appealing. So for example, which one of these 8 colors do you, chat, think is the most overall appealing? Like, I would pick that up and buy that. Or the least appealing. And the colors they decided to include were white, lime green, mid brown, green gray, dark gray, beige, caramel brown, and dark brown. And just as a little footnote here, 2 footnotes actually. Okay, the first is the words they are using to describe the color is just what the researchers decided to describe the color as. Okay, we'll get to that, I think, important detail later, but like they decided to call what's pictured here lime green, okay? Which is kind of subjective to name a color. Hi, we've all been there. But that's footnote number 1. Footnote number 2. There is bias, sort of, already. And like, what are these 8 colors? Where did they come from? Let me tell you. In study number 1, they showed participants existing brands of like, see, I'm not well educated on brands of cigarettes, I guess because the branding standardization works and I don't even know what they are. But like Marlboro, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Marlboro, Winston, and XYZ, whatever the other names of like the big cigarette companies were in Australia in the early 2000s. They showed them a picture of the most popular ones and said which ones are appealing and which ones are unappealing. And then from that data, they basically gleaned that like bright, fun colors are appealing. However, the ones that tended to be in browner packaging, like camel, was voted less appealing. So based on that data, they just decided, okay, we're just gonna pick these 8 random colors because it kind of vibes with what people were saying in study 1. That's how we got these 8 for the people who are like, I need to know how they even narrowed in on that. There you go. So now that we have these 8, they had participants rate them. And the results were that dark brown scored the worst on 3 out of 4 measures. I don't remember which 4, but I've included, for example, here, the least appealing overall. Dark brown scored the lowest. Well, actually the highest, but you know what I mean. And then other factors examined were like which one has the highest quality cigarettes or which one looks like it would have the lowest quality. This is all like perceived to have least, which one looks like it's the least or most harmful to your health, which is an interesting question. And which one looks the easiest or hardest to quit. Fun fact, is this fun? Is this fun for you? Fun fact, the white packaging had people overwhelmingly saying that it looked the easiest to quit, which was not a good thing in terms of like what the goal of this research was. They want the consumer to perceive it as difficult to quit because then the consumer is less likely to do it because there's like a psychological component at play. But white was perceived as like, oh, that'd be so easy. I could quit that in 2 seconds. No big deal. Give me a pack. Why? I think it's because it looks like medicine, like white packaging for like pharmacies. Okay, chat thinks this is interesting. At least 7 people agree. Wow, keep that N up. But yeah, white packaging was a big no-no to meet the goals of the Australian government. Maybe because it looks too much like pharmacy drugs, you know? Anyways, Let's move on to narrowing in some more. We're getting closer to the ugliest color again. Now we're at study 4. And we have a new research question, kind of, with now 2 colors that researchers called dark brown and mustard. And this is a screenshot from their appendices that has a screenshot of what was delivered through electronic surveys. So respondents saw this electronically, as you are seeing this electronically. Remember, you're looking at a computer on my screen. That's how this works. We are streaming. Yeah. They asked participants in this study to rate just these 2 colors by perceived appeal, most harmful to health, easiest to quit, highest quality, and which they were more likely to smoke. The results were that the dark brown case had more negatives overall than the mustard. So it was overall less appealing than mustard, thought to contain cigarettes that were more harmful. It appeared harder to quit. It appeared to have lower quality cigarettes, and people were less likely to smoke it, just compared to the mustard. So mustard, you win this round. You are not the ugliest color. How are we doing? We paying attention? You haven't fallen asleep yet, have you? There's 20 slides to go. No. It's wild that the dark brown looks so green. Yeah, things look different to different people on screens, and what computer are they using to vote? Yeah, this is a really good point. Yeah. Crazy that researchers didn't think of this yet. Hold up. Are we seeing the same thing? At some point in their research, they realized that maybe there was a problem because some people were seeing dark brown, or what they call dark brown, appeared to be more olive when viewed on a computer screen. Oops. Also, they realized that maybe further testing should have it in a print format. So like if we print the color off and then hand out pieces of paper to everyone, then maybe people are looking at the same thing. But also make sure they're in the same room with the same lighting. Yeah, didn't think of those things. Oops. So not only are we just using random words like dark brown or dark olive, we don't really know what color we are talking about. Yeah. So they concluded by study 4 of 6 that a range of pack colors would need to be retested because more information was required to understand the general perceptions and associations with each of the color candidates. So based on their results from study 3, and which we skipped, and 4, they decided to test mock-up packs featuring 3 more colors, but this time they would print them out and hand them out to a smaller group of people to do a smaller group discussion because they couldn't do this with 400 people like they did on the online survey. Not gonna lie, I bought one today. It's kind of neat. Thank you. Hope you love it or hate it, Jenna. Okay, so what we have here is someone's picture of printed out fake cigarette cartons that I screenshotted and put in this slideshow that I am streaming through a streaming software through YouTube that you are looking at on whatever screen you are looking at it. That's like 8 degrees removed from what the fuck actual color we're looking at this is. But this context is necessary to acknowledge the limitations. All right, so study 5, wait, there's more ugly colors? Hold up. So after their whole like mustard versus dark brown, but shit, wait, what the fuck is dark brown? They decided to disaggregate dark brown into 3 uglier versions. And they came up with, per their names, medium olive, and dark brown. Also, just if you're curious, the 3 of each color was just to test the graphic health warning size and scale, which I'm not digging into now. I've also blurred it for the sake of streaming, but the image is actually of a real person who I just didn't want to put. But the point of the study was to give them the true graphic health warnings. I'm sure some of you are familiar with this, right? Because you see it in real life or in advertising. All right, so the goal of this study was to identify the exact shade of background pack color to be used for plain packs. Okay, let's do this again, but printed. They tested 3 brownish colors against the same questions we just reviewed in study 4, and they also added qualitative feedback. So they had a small group discussion just to get some little anecdotes about like, what are people thinking when they see these colors? Now, their findings was that medium olive and dark brown elicited both positive and negative associations, but dark olive, the middle one, again, I'm using the name they're referring to the color as, dark olive lacked enough positive associations, but only had negative associations. So positive and negative kind of cancel each other out. And by positive, here's an example. So for medium olive, the top one, some respondents were saying that, oh, it kind of looks classy, or maybe it's sophisticated. And dark brown, some respondents thought it might be luxurious or associate it with chocolate. So can't have chocolate cigarettes. That's not gonna work, okay? However, dark olive didn't really come with meaningful positive associations. Instead, it was mostly negative, with words like, it reminds me of death, tar, and dirty. And one respondent even said, oh, I'm just gonna buy a case and cover this up. I'm sure the researcher was like, facepalm moment. But I will write this down. So, in conclusion from study 5, they had an ugliest color winner. Based on this, the dark olive color would be the most effective plain packaging color, as it did not elicit positive associations. It carried negative connotations like death, dirty, and tar. It doesn't have a strong similarity to current brands on the market, but it is a difficult color to define. Yeah, you don't say after all your struggles. It does not elicit any positive associations and has limited potential to do so. Does it? I don't know. I don't know about that, if I agree with that conclusion. But anyways, as such, we recommend that if plain packaging is introduced, dark olive is used as the plain packaging color. This was their recommendation to the Australian government after literally hundreds of pages of research, in addition to other conclusions about the graphic health warning and the font, etc. All right, so they said, dear government, do this, okay? Figure it out. Here is a picture of a picture. We think, I don't have any more information on how you're supposed to operationalize this color. Here you go. This is dark olive, government. Does anyone see a problem with this? And then the government's just like, what? Okay, but what color is it? Is there like a code or something? I don't know. There was no mention of, oh, sorry, I skipped. There's no mention of the word Pantone or any standardization code at all. No hex code, no Pantone code. Just do this color. Here's a picture of a picture that I printed off this printer. Okay. Anyways, when they made this recommendation, the government said something, like they acknowledged the research and did say, okay, we're gonna do dark olive packaging, you know, to deter smoking in this country. And then guess what? Olives were not happy. Bad day, mate. Okay, because the Australian Olive Association was like, fuck no, you're not. You are not calling the color of your anti-smoking campaign dark olive. No. The olives were so pissed, they sent a cease and desist letter to the health minister, urging her to stop using the term dark olive because it was ruining the olive brand. And so the government of Australia decided to extend an olive branch to the Australian Olive Association and said, okay, fine. We will call it drab dark brown for now until we can get to the bottom of this. And later we'll get to the Pantone, but it didn't actually come out back in 2011. Do we love this for them? I love, you know, Big Olive won big on this day. They won for sure. Justice for olives. They were so pressed. Anyways, we are Pantoneless. We're literally Pantoneless as a result of the study. We're still in 2011, okay? 2011, 2012 in Australia. Put yourself there. Where are the Pantones? Where are the codes? Where's the standardization? How do we operationalize this? What is going on? Because I could not find anything, and all I could find in the research was that a graphic designer was in fact commissioned to create the artwork and development of the image stimulus. And so many more paragraphs about how challenging it was to identify what the intended color meant. And that actual printed mock-ups were different than online. And that calibrating computers doesn't always work because it requires someone who knows how to use a computer. So there was lots of problems with actually explaining what color this is. Yeah. Anyways, as a result of all of this, plain packaging was ultimately implemented in Australia in 2012, and they did use this color. Don't really know what to call it. They kind of gave into the olive industry and said, okay, fine, it's drab, dark brown, whatever. But they did use this color, and this was on cigarette packs from 2012 forward in Australia. 5 years later. This is my break. I take a sip of water. How are you doing? It's the olive intermission. Justice for olives. As a result of all of this, did you find this study, then have the idea, or vice versa? Good question, Chewy Cookie. Let me chew on that for a second. I think I just Googled, like, is there an ugliest color in the world? Just random thoughts on a Tuesday, you know, probably last year. And then I found this and I was like, fuck me. I want it. This is so fascinating. Did Pantone exist then? Yeah, it's existed for like decades, right? Am I wrong? I feel like it's been around for like since Jesus Christ 200 BC or whatever. Just kidding. You are literally learning so much than you bargained for today. Like, I'm not even charging for this class. The nail polish isn't free, but you get to use it. But this knowledge is priceless. Pantone has been around since 1962. Yeah. So what the fuck was their excuse? Nothing. All right. 5 years later, let's go to the UK, because only when the UK government decided, oh my God, this is brilliant. I'm copying Australia immediately. Upon the UK implementing the same type of plain packaging rules and using the same color, whatever we're calling it, the media finally notice. Or when I say the media, I mean like a bit more global media. Now, maybe in Australia, they were talking about how the ugliest color was identified in Australia news. I don't know. I don't mean, what I mean is like prominent media that kind of got international coverage. So like I would have seen it. You would have seen it. People in America would have seen it, you know, around the world. It goes around the world. Yeah, everyone. Only when the UK did this did the media think it was like so fun to be like, oh my God, guys, listen, we got the ugliest color in the world. So all of those articles are dated 2016, which correlates to when the UK introduced this color on their packaging laws. So thank you, Britain. Thank you, UK, for popularizing the idea behind the ugliest color in the world, because if it weren't for you, I would not have known that this study from Australia existed in 2011. Yeah, and then you got all the high-level media reports like, this is the ugliest color in the world, which is actually like not even the research study, because that was not the research question, and that's not even true. It was only the color that they found of a pre-selected subset of colors that deterred people the most from smoking overall, right? That doesn't mean the same thing as the ugliest color in the world. Whatever, but I get it. I know, it's just the vibes. It's a good headline. You did it. We're doing it too, whatever. But just so we're on the same research page, that wasn't the study. There was not a study done quite to this extent, as far as I'm aware, on actually determining the general sentence who could support and substantiate the sentence of this is the ugliest color in the world, point blank. Yeah, a few leaps were made, leaps and bounds over the olive country. All right, so UK people know this because since 2016, your cigarette packs have been ugly. Now, here we are today in 2024 in Australia. Well, I'm in Canada, but some of you are in Australia. Maybe not, because it's... What time is it? Actually, it should be early morning, top of the morning. That's not Australian. Anyways. But now, if you go to the Australian government's website and look up their public health tobacco regulations, you literally see them cite the actual Pantone color, Pantone 448C. So what I think happened here, but which is unclear, is that the initial research project did not define or pinpoint a Pantone color code at all. It was only once 2016 media started kicking up that I saw literally any mention of Pantone 448C, whether it was the government like realizing we need to name this. So I don't even know who made the link between the color that they identified in their study and Pantone 448C. At some point someone did, but it was not actually in the initial research. Yeah. Minor footnote, but I kind of think it's major. But anyways. You want to know something else that's fun and very irrelevant? The color was so ugly that they got sued. Like, Australia was literally like gonna get sued. Okay, not technically sued, but the vibes were basically being sued because in 2012, the Dominican Republic and Honduras, who are exporters of tobacco products to Australia, appealed to the World Trade Center. Sorry, that's not what I meant. Can't even read the words on my screen. They appealed to the World Trade Organization, the WTO. They argued that Australia's plain packaging rules have a limiting effect on trade. Okay, let me give you my speculation. We're not gonna make enough money if people don't want to buy this. If you make this too ugly, you're not gonna sell it, and we want to make money. So we appeal your plain packaging plans, sir. That's my translation. That's not actually what the complaint said. 8 years later, it took 8 years. So that was in 2012, but by 2020, the WTO ruled in favor of Australia and said, nah, you know what? No, we're gonna let the importance of health risks and minimizing smoking prevail from your desire to make money, basically. So it took 8 years, but that was a final decision that has been, I've seen other countries cite that to like whenever there was some case law like that would come up in other countries of like tobacco companies trying to argue and sue them for whatever, like for similar reasons, they're able to cite this now. So interesting. Isn't that the point? Yes, that is precisely the point. The point was to sell less, but they have trade agreements, as a lot of countries do, even if they're violated. And they were trying to argue that this is a violation of some form, right? Because customers like won't buy it, so therefore their exports into Australia would decrease. And they were like, hey, I was expecting it to make the same amount of money. What's going on? Anyways, times change, you know? healthy people and whatever. Governments across the world are like into it. They're like, you know what? I want to be ugly too. Okay, Australia, you looking ugly. I want to be ugly too. Oh, the flags aren't showing. Oh no, it just says Norway. No. Okay, those are supposed to be flags. For some reason, Windows doesn't like my emojis. Anyways, many countries have since implemented plain packaging laws, and they just copied Australia. They're just like, you know what? You did good, Australia. You did good, mate. Okay, so we're just gonna use that Pantone color. And they have all specified, because it's been years now, like Canada introduced this, I think it was 2019. UK introduced it 2016, Ireland 2017, Norway, I don't have the year here, but they're all specifying standardized packaging, plain packaging on tobacco products, Pantone 448C. And another fun fact, maybe for you this is fun, is that Canada just last year or 2 years ago was the first country to propose and actually start implementing individual cigarette warnings, like literally on the stick. In Pantone 448C, there's like a warning that says, I don't know what it says, like you're gonna die or something. No, it doesn't say that, but it says this comes with health risks on the literal stick. So even when you take it out of the pack or you cover the pack, it says it right as you're putting it in your mouth. So that's not fully rolled out yet. I think by 2026, they're expecting all companies to comply. But yeah. What if it varies regionally or nationally? In these countries, it doesn't. It's my understanding that this is all at the federal level, right? I mean, I know that for Canada it is, and for Australia, I'm pretty sure. New Zealand also, I know they're not Australia, but they're beside you guys, did this too. I just don't have them on this list. There's been like over a dozen countries who have since followed suit with the ugliest color implementation on their plain packaging laws. All right, so what do cigarette packs look like in your country? Are they ugly? I would like to shout out to Menchie gang, who I recruited to send me pictures of their cigarette walls. So this is a picture of like what it looks like in Norway. This is UK, and I didn't go take a picture, but I could have. In a lot of places, like convenience stores where I am in Canada, they're often not just brown ugly labeled, but they are covered, like they're behind a big thing. You have to ask for permission to like open it. But this is America. So most of you will be like, yeah, I noticed all the pretty colors. Okay, well, you come to almost any other country and it'll look like this. It'll be the ugliest color in the world. Wow, that's so interesting. I thought that most of you would find this interesting because I think this isn't how it looks for you. Australia does too. Sean, you're late. That's literally the reason we're here, is Australia. The US wants the freedom to poison yourselves? Yes. I think that's it. And money, I think. Government doesn't mind if they make money. All right. What do I have next? Okay. Is this color always ugly? Because at least statistically, it has proven research that backs it is ugly in the context of deterring people from smoking, of thinking that a cigarette pack would be of low quality. That we know. We've seen that research. But is it ugly in other contexts? Like a Porsche, the Mona Lisa, in high fashion, in photography, on nails? I think it's subjective, right? Color is so much about context. Exactly, formerly Pluto. What planet are you now? The Porsche is hideous. Ryan and Jillian, who said that? It's past your bedtime. Gwyneth, I highly recommend not ever starting smoking. Quit almost 10 years ago and still yearn for them. Coffee and a smoke haunts me. Yeah, Don't start smoking. Because it'll be hard to quit unless it's in a white package. Then you'll perceive it as easy to quit, I guess. I'd kill for that dress. Yeah, this is a popular color in high fashion because it kind of teeters between a deep espresso and an olive green. It's somewhere in the middle. You know, experts can't agree on exactly what to call it, except Pantone 448C. So I decided I kind of want it as a nail polish. I kind of think it wouldn't be so bad, you know? But either way, this shade and the whole history behind it to me was something that was just born ugly. Like, hard to pinpoint what to call it in terms of what color is this nail polish. We could go on forever. It's another purple versus blue versus indigo debate. But no matter the way you look at it, it's pretty born ugly to me. So, yeah. You think it's classy? Would you smoke it? Do you want some alternative shade names? Okay, so we contemplated a list. Let me give you some. You let me know if I made a mistake, okay? There's Prugly, like P-R-U-G-L-Y. Uggo, Mudslinger, Muddy Waters, Mud Daddy. Could go on a date with Crystal Mommy. It's kind of cute. Okay. No Smoking, Behold the Ugly, Skibbity Marks, Skibbity, Toilet Time. Number 2? What about But Why? But you spell butt with 2 T's. No? Okay. 40-pound baby blowout. Brain rot. Stool sample. Swamp juice. Shrekussie. Bogged down. You can call it whatever you want, you know? I called it Born Ugly, so I could literally just make the joke to my sister. But that's my sense of humor. April Fools or not. But what if you could add a Holo Taco? Ugly nails, just add a Holo Taco. Did you miss that? Did you miss me saying that? Haunting your brain? Okay, I put on everything taco on my main hand swatch there. And then I also put on all the shimmers and all the unicorn skins and every other topper we sell. I will show you right here, right now. Please keep in mind you are viewing these specimens through your computer screen, which was uploaded by me live to YouTube and streamed through a PowerPoint deck, and images were added through whatever Google makes available on the drive, and I took those images off my computer. They were run through photo retouching and also through my DSLR. So yeah, many steps have been taken, and you might see them differently depending on your device and your eyes. And these are beautiful swamp nails. This is the Swamp Princess. Such a versatile color. Putting lipstick on a pig. Yeah, a pig that's rolling in the dirt. Rolling in the dirt. Holo, it's me. Why is the pink one so cute? It is really cute. It kind of like looks like it's wearing blush. Okay, chat. Now it's time to poll you. How appealing is this nail polish color to you? We're gonna do a series of polls. Please participate in my research. It's very important. So this research is not funded. I'm just independently funding this. Okay. How appealing, or wait, let me just copy. It's easier. We're gonna do a 4-point multiple choice, okay? Try and get as close to the study as possible. The study technically like gave you at least 2 and then just said which one is more unappealing, basically. So I'm not asking the question the same way, but let's do it this way. Likert scale, sort of 4 multiple choice. How appealing is this nail polish to you? Is it very appealing, somewhat unappealing, or very unappealing? And be honest, okay? No social desirability. Don't try and just be cool. Don't try and be contrarian or whatever you did when you were a teenager, okay? I will ask a follow-up question about would you personally ever wear this? So that's coming next and is not the same question as the one I'm posing now. And then I have another fun question about something even uglier. Shut up, haters. I want this one to stick around. Okay, Izzy, relax. Okay, relax. Stop throwing shit at each other. we're not slinging shit. We're just shooting shit, you know, in the casual way or whatever. I swear to God, I asked for this color in the survey. No shit. That's crazy. Literally, like, did you write Pantone Favorizzi? It actually looks expensive. But does it look like it'd be hard to quit? I would wear it in the fall. Good thing it's April 1st. I personally like this color over indigo, blue, purple, pink. You put it over, but you can't. It's an opaque creme. Looks like my avocado. I think your avocado is rotting. Unless you mean the outside, but the outside of an avocado is usually darker, I think. Someone asked me if we were gonna put this shade in Ulta. And I was like, are you trying to sabotage my relationship? Yeah, let me just pitch that. I'll tell you how it went. Hey guys. So, for the next refresh, I propose to you this color that is statistically the ugliest color. Wow. An experiment. Uh-huh. I almost appreciate this color and then I go, ew, no God, and give my head a shake. It's tough. I do understand the cognitive dissonance, you know? All right, let's close this up. How appealing is this nail polish color to you? 39% say somewhat appealing. Wait, I think you're lying because 31% say it's very appealing. I think we need a follow-up study or 5 to confirm results. Only 11% of you say it's very unappealing. I do not believe you. I wonder why. I kind of think you're biased. It's because you already bought it. So now you have to say you like it. Don't buy it if you don't like it. I will yell at you. Okay. Would you new question. Ding, ding, ding. Would you personally ever wear this nail polish color? Yes or no? This is a different question. And be honest. Whether you bought it or not, like, just say it appeared in front of you. It just magically like, oh, it's just sitting in front of you, okay? Would you wear this? Yes or no? Tell me the truth. Honest data only, or I will clean you out. I will eliminate your data. And when I say wear this, I mean on your nails, not your face or, I don't know, some smart ass response. On your nails. I can't wait to gradient with her and Modest Moss and not press. Oh, that would be so ugly. I love it. Top with Fallen Flake and Matte Taco. Oh, I can do Woodland Nail Art too. I'm excited. Okay, we got some people excited about ugly. Louis Vuitton. I think Louis Vuitton is more like just true brown. Like chocolate brown, but I don't know. What the fuck do I know? All I know is the history behind this color and this, 200 pages of research to determine what color would repel smokers the most, conducted by the Australian government. That's the only knowledge I have for you. I don't know Louis or Vuitton. Why are people calling it camel color? Why are people calling it anything? I don't know. Just like we saw in the research study. Why did they call it dark olive? I think we all see things differently. And also our screens are all different. I wonder if it's going to sell disproportionately well in the US because of the camouflage association to the color. That's actually a really good research question. We should ask the American government to conduct and commission research to determine what the ugliest color should be for their plain packaging laws to deter smoking. Would you get the same results as what Australia and other countries who did replicate some study, Canada being one of them, did repeat a similar study in, I believe it was 2016, and basically came to the same conclusion. I don't know if the American government would ever fund or be interested in the results of that, but that is an interesting research question. I'll propose it. No one will listen to me, but I'm just a Canadian. All right, poll number 2. Would you personally ever wear this nail polish color? 70% said yes. Oh my God. Okay, I have news for the Australian government. It's not so ugly when it's on nails, according to my research. Look at that. Okay, wait, let's get to 1,000 votes. Come on, I need an N equals 1,000. I feel like anything less is garbage. That's not fair. But in my research, I'm just like, I don't want anything under 1,000. I would prefer 10,000, but I'll take 1,000. Come on, let's get it. Hey, you lurker, stop what you're doing. Look at your TV, your phone, and vote. Thank you in the chat. You don't need to be subscribed or anything. I just need 1,000 N's. Would you personally ever wear this nail polish color? Yes or no? Honest response. Lurky little poopers. Maybe they're pooping. Hey, get off the toilet and vote. I need your vote. Oh, it's working. 1,000. Perfect. Thank you. I hope you had a good one. Okay, the results are the same, but at least my N is higher. All right, last research question I have for this chat is, do you think there is an even uglier shade of nail polish? Again, I'm narrowing the context. Than born ugly. And this is just a straight up binary answer, yes or no. So could you imagine, if you had to, could you pinpoint, whether it's on your computer or whatever, or a Pantone book if you have those, to an even uglier shade of nail polish? Do you think it exists, or no, you accept the conclusions of this Australian research study and us applying it to nail polish? And now I will also take a look and read your qualitative feedback, because mixed methods is important. Okay, qualitative plus quantitative equals mixed methods research. Don't ever do that dance again. Okay, I sent the born ugly pics to my Australian friends and said it looked different from cigarette packs to them, which they considered dark gold. What are they doing out there? Shrooms now? Wait, you don't need to answer that question. Actually, dark gold was seen as too positive in the study. The mustard color, one of the reasons why they didn't like it was they didn't like it for the right reasons, was because it was too positively associated with gold and luxury. So they don't want it to be gold. It had to be dirtier and slightly green on purpose. Okay, you're naming real nail polish shades. I was expecting you to name colors. which is really hard, I know. Solo mission? Oh, shut up. More grayish, like dead skin would be worse. Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like that look personally, but chartreuse yellow, orange. Huh. Not pressed, coral. Florida loves coral. Lime green. What about brat? Orangey red? What? No, that's like one of the, that's a huge seller in the drugstore. What? Hello. Baby poo yellow. Okay, so just like make it yellower and it'd be uglier. Topaz tears. November's gonna come for you. Who said UTIP? Well, this is basically healthy poo. Should I make pee next? Bright plastic blue. What? No, I disagree. Duct tape gray. Lauren! Dark pee. Uh-huh. Like, how dark? How many vitamins are you taking? Call it go piss girl? Pee in the lake. No, that would be pretty though, because that would have like a dark blue jelly base. I think that'd be nice. There's definitely uglier. Dingy puke green with non-complimentary glitter. Okay, you're getting into specialty formula. I was just thinking like creme straight up. You gotta simplify the ugly. Rottenham pink. I think they called that solo mission. RIP. Emergency room dark. I don't know. I don't want to know what that means. All right. Do you think there's an even uglier shade of nail polish out there than Born Ugly? 91% of you agree. The research is not done. More research needs to be done on this matter to get to the bottom of this, to find out if there truly is an even uglier shade of nail polish. What should I do for next year? Release an even uglier nail polish? Currently accepting ideas for April 1st, 2026. I think a yellower color would be more universally disliked because there are more skin tones that clash with yellow shades than with green or brown. Interesting, because what I was thinking earlier when I gave Ben this exact same presentation is I thought you guys were going to come up with some form of yellow as well, because for some reason, yellow nails are so hated. I should know. I am subjected to it all the time. That I do think there is an aversion to yellow more than there is to like a dark olive green, because like no one's nails would look this color naturally from any medical or other reason on average, right? But some people fear sickness. They fear ill health. And to some people, yellow nails can be a marker of poor health. Not always, because if you are a high polish painter, then yeah, it's just a marker of staining. But people associate it with like jaundice and, oh, you're sick, or you're a smoker. There you go. So they think I'm a smoker. I've literally been called a smoker because my nails are yellow. And I'm like, no, I actually do crack. Different thing. I wonder if anyone ever believed me when I responded with that. Anyways, but now that I think about it, it's kind of funny that like people were telling me I look like a smoker because of yellow nails. And here I am coming out with the literal color of the packaging used by governments across the world to deter people from smoking. And it is the law to include this color. I'm just following the law. What do you think about that, huh? Next year, swatch your naked nails for the April Fool's color. People would lose it. What color would the bottle look, though? I would just, like, take a screenshot of my nail and, like, Photoshop it inside the bottle. It would be, like, kind of like a weird gradient of, like, candy corn, sort of. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, last poll, I lied. Oh wait, I missed this. 2026 April Fools. Make this thermal white. Why isn't it showing me? Hold on, let me scroll up. Gangrenous gangrene. Virgo Virtuoso. 2026 April Fools. Make this thermal to white like how dog poo used to calcify in the lawn. That is such a unique life experience. Brown, mustard, yellow. I want a hot dog. Someone will always find ugly colors pretty and pretty shades ugly. The question posed by these studies are almost too subjective to have a true, definitive, empirical conclusion. I agree with this conclusion in that ugliness is subjective, as is beauty, because those are opposites according to society. But that's why the media just running and going with the ugliest color in the world, when really the research was about specifically the color deterring people from thinking that the quality of cigarettes was good, or that they were least interested in purchasing it. It had the least marketing appeal to them for smokers, is such a very narrow lens, right, through which you can apply that logic of it being an ugly color. That and all the limitations as we went through about like, well, what color are we actually looking at? Is it more brown? Is it more green? Like, what's your screen? What's going on? And the fact that they started with a pre-selected set of 8 colors. It could have been Pantone like 449, you know, if they'd given that to them. Actually, I don't know which direction that color goes, but. This color, but neon. So what's interesting is in the study here, actually, if you want to go back to that slide, they didn't have neon really, but lime green was the closest to neon. But it was kind of close to the dark brown. I only included just one of the 4 measures, but this one, it was like next in line after dark brown for being the least appealing. But somewhere else in the study, it was noted that bright colors were worse for being of interest to children. So the less bright was better, just for that, on like that very high level conclusion. So that's why I think that the rest of all the colors are like pretty muted or mundane or dark, except for the lime, which I guess they were like, but lime green's ugly, let's test it. And is that even lime green, or is that more like chartreuse? I don't know. Again, because we were looking at a screenshot of what was in their appendix that they put on a computer screen for participants. So. Do they have results of the efficacy of this choice? Oh, you mean like results of did it work? So yes, I didn't put them in this deck because I thought that's going like a little too far, but yes, they did. I don't think it was the same people, but the Australian government did do some follow-up studies, as did other independent researchers in different medical journals or psychological journals, about smoking post this, like a pre and post, as much as they could, to see if this change in legislation and the plain packaging did in fact decrease smoking. And all results point to yes. Basically, yes. Now, there's extraneous variables like marketing that accompanied this, like television commercials and so on. But from everything I've read, the general vibes are like, yes, it absolutely helped decrease people even purchasing cigarettes. And on general social surveys where they just like ask the population or a sample of a population, like their version of a census or other social surveys, how many people smoke, it went down since then. So there you go. Same with Canada. Simply the detectives made a desk. Yes. Okay. So we're going to conclude my presentation. I hope you learned something that you didn't need to know, but now you do. Fun fact, you can go to dinner tomorrow night and like just shake your entire family with like all this information and be like, do you know what they do in the Netherlands? Or Australia? Do you know what Australia did in 2011? It's actually really interesting. Let me tell you about it. Okay, so cigarettes. Okay, let me explain. There you go, you're welcome. Sales data, it's in the toilet. Speaking of toilet, I'm gonna go pee out the tea. And I will be right back. Don't go anywhere because we're gonna look at these up close, okay? I have them on a wheel. I have every single combo for you. I also have the Pantone swatch. I forgot to show that. My little swatchy poo. My swatchy poo. And I will review the detective's desk. So don't go anywhere. We will make Born Ugly pretty again. And let me know what ad you get. Hopefully it's not for tobacco products. That'd be a big no-no. Welcome back, class. Hope you had a good pee break. Here, this is a pop quiz. What did you learn today? Go. Why are people talking about Australia? That's good. Because Australia did this. Why are you saying it's sold out? You're literally lying. It's not sold out. Hello? It's right here. It's not sold out. Stop. Stop joking. I see it. April Fool. Don't do this. This is what I did not want to do to customers, was like sell out immediately. So no, we have stock of the ugly color, but now you're making me freak out for no reason. Don't do this to me. I will just make sure. Completely unrelated, but as an American living in Australia, people always assume I'm Canadian, and I'm always flattered. Aw, thank you. I guess that's a compliment to Canada. Okay, y'all are lying. It's not sold out. Was there just like a temporary glitch? I believe chat, never believe chat. Okay, y'all liars, stop lying. Okay, there is still some stock left, and here's what I think. Okay, I think there are people, all joking aside, who did want to buy it today, who love it, and also use this as an opportunity to pick up something that maybe like they skipped recently, like if they didn't get off the deep end, or they skipped on cottagecore and were waiting, or they wanted the declassified shades, or some of the shades that are retiring, that are on their last legs, and they were like, okay, sure, I'll get them together. But I also expected that this shade is not going to be the same level of volume of sales as like something really pretty and exciting. I wonder why. So my prediction is that it will stay in stock at its low quantity until royalty. And then on royalty, I'm assuming people will probably clear it out. And that is only because royalty is one of our highest volume sales, like the biggest number of orders, maybe versus all of holiday season if you compare, I don't know. But it's like one of our biggest moments in terms of the number of orders and number of people purchasing. So that kind of scares me for this one. Because this cannot compete with like the number of people shopping during royalty. So if you really care about this and you want to wait till royalty, I just like check out first. Like just know what you're getting during royalty and just do it first. Don't like wait all weekend. That's my advice. But I think you can wait if you do want to not bother getting just one. Let's say you have everything out. You have everything else. Just wait on it. And you know what? Maybe by the time royalty sale rolls around, you'll literally be like, I actually don't want this. It's fucking ugly. She was right. Which is fine, just because we didn't make like wild quantities of it. When is royalty? Not until the very end of April, so it's still some time. Was there a good amount of cottagecore left for royalty? I don't know. We are doing like a double check on inventory and such for royalty, but I will just say, similar to what happened the last 2 years of royalty, some of the more popular stuff, whether it's our like tried and true stuff, like really popular toppers or like Wonko Blacks or whatever, as much as we try and stock up on those classics, some of those and some of the newish stuff that people were intentionally skipping on and then waiting, what happens is when too many people do that and they all think they're smart and then they all try and get the same thing at the same time, is we couldn't have reasonably predicted how many people, because less people bought before, so you trained us to think it's less. And I don't know when you actually decide to just all cash out at the same time. So royalty sale is something that happens once a year. It's historically been towards the end of April. And how it works is the higher your loyalty tier, the more discount you get off site-wide. So that ranges between, I think it was 10% for the lowest level Holo Explorer, 15% for Holo Swatchers, and 20% for Holo Royalty, which is the top tier of the customer loyalty program. Some exclusions apply, like bundle prices will just be set to their whatever their normal retail would be if you remove the discount. And also new items would not be available for discount. New being like the royalty collection, which is also part of the same moment, but is not the sale, and whatever the latest collection we released before that was. So it's an exciting moment, whether you're a royalty member or not, because you're also going to get to see new nail polish that Holo Royalty designed through surveys and research. We got their input on what colors they want to design, the theme, the packaging. They had some input on. And we have something exciting. I love this vibe. It's like, it's a different departure, but there's still some like good classics, I think, in there. And that's going to be released at the same time as the loyalty sale. So when I say that that's going to be a big moment, I'm not lying. There will be way more people than our last couple launches showing up because of limited edition factor, international people waiting to bank orders until like one moment. They want to wait till the sale. Makes perfect sense to me, but it also makes it really hard to plan for from a product planning perspective. So check out immediately. It's my only advice, because if, you know, one shade from a bundle goes within an hour, then that bundle's just not available. And we're not going to be restocking like on the spot. That's not possible. So yeah. And same with Born Ugly. We will have whatever is left. There is stock now. Don't play me. Don't lie to me in the chat and say it's sold out. It is not. And it should remain there. It should sit there on the ugly shelf until royalty, but I anticipate it'll be cleared out because some of you are weird. Cottagecore will be included in the sale. I'm not sure yet. We still have to firm up things, but historically it's been the collection before, potentially the collection before that. It kind of depends. This year's been looked a little bit different, if you haven't noticed, than last year. Like, we don't always follow the exact same, like, copy and paste the type of release. So if I'm literally 14 points from Holo Royalty, should I maybe buy something before the sale? So it depends. Do you want 15% off or 20% off? Is there more that you are planning to buy that would make it worth buying now to get to royalty so that you can get that 20% off? Like, you can do the math. Remember that points are fulfilled when your order ships. And actually the warehouse is literally shipping out today. Well, not now because it's like 6:30, but tomorrow and, you know, this week, I think people who already ordered Born Ugly were literally getting shipping notifications, which is one benefit of ordering on a low volume, I don't care about this day. Like, your orders come like this. That's not gonna happen. That is not happening for a lot of people on Holo Royalty Loyalty Day. Yeah, because that's gonna be insane volumes. Insane volumes. You have been warned. My order already shipped too. There, see, yeah. That's like a perk of ordering on an ugly off day. Me to my mom right now. Grab cigarette box. Mom, this is what she's talking about right now. The ugliest color. She grabbed the box and ran away. No, Mom, don't be shy. Come here. It's backed by research. Have we done swatching and combos? No, we're doing it right now. Ready? Ooh, she's so ugly. Okay, let's get in close with all I got lots of Menchie hair here, but it's fine. Okay, stunning. Grungy. It is kind of like dark academia. It's like kind of dark mossy. And again, disclaimer, watching through a screen, through a stream, through my camera, through whatever lighting I have here. And just for fun, on my other hand, Menchie Gang saw this one already. Oops. This is actually my ugly hand. See, it's got some eczema and it's just generally uglier. That's okay. You know, I got one of each. But we added toppers to this already. So I've got Solar Unicorn Skin, Sonic Unicorn Skin, Scorched Earth, and Freezer Burn. Just to, like, you know, fish out the difference between a shimmer and a unicorn skin, which I think looks sick. It's like fiery, icy baby poo. Stunning. And then look at this one. This one is super lit. It's got blue Sonic Unicorn Skin and the reddish orangish Solar Unicorn Skin doubled up on top of Born Ugly. Absolutely. I kind of like both of them together. The contrast is sick. Okay. Also this. Here you go. Hey, Pantone freaks, I got you. Now keep in mind I add a glossy taco, so the glossiness on my nails, you know, makes it a little more like, I don't even have a verb for what I'm trying to say, but like, you could put a matte taco on too if you want it to be more flat. Absolutely stunning. Pantone 448C. Cheers. Okay, let's take a look at some combos. Who wants some ugly combos? It's so ugly, we can make them pretty. Is your nail polish ugly? Just add a Holo Taco. That's been my motto for 6 years. Let's start with iridescent. Okay, so iridescent toppers, such as iridescent shimmers or unicorn skins, as we call them, iridescent flakes is the long form name, is a fun way to like change the color, really, of a nail polish, but you still have the ugly color coming through underneath. So it's like an accent, but it really spices it up in a fun way, and you can use it to customize like the way it's gonna flicker in the light. Or if you have like a certain dress or an outfit that has some iridescence to it, but you want the base to be this color, oh, this is such a good way to do it. I really like the way that the iridescent shimmers land, because from far away, they almost look like chrome nails. They almost look like army chrome, right? And I love how they all kind of do their own thing with changing the colors. And because these are iridescent, you're gonna get a little bit of a color shift depending on the angle, right? Okay, so which ones do you guys liking? The purple, that's Twilight Shimmer. Here, ready? Halogen Glow, Celestial Lights, Freeze or Burn, Twilight Shimmer, Polar Princess, and Scorched Earth. Again, I'm wearing 2 of them on my little shorties. And now let's take a look at unicorn skins, which are a little bit larger flakies, where you see their asymmetricalness in the clear base. We have Lunar Unicorn Skin, Galactic Unicorn Skin, Sonic Unicorn Skin, Aurora Unicorn Skin, Cosmic Unicorn Skin, and Solar Unicorn Skin. This is really ugly. Like putting the yellow on it. It's like giving kind of Topaz tears, but less sophisticated, less depth. The green on green though, that's actually pretty. I think the blue is just stunning. For me, the blue, like that iced out weird mud is so pretty. It's the Canadian in me. Reminds me of something futuristic. The yellow is you love the yellow, okay. Halogen Glow is everything. I think it complements it nicely because it has like a nice warmth to it. See, when you angle it, you're getting almost like a green shimmer. Yeah, that would be a really good complementary one. That or Celestial Lights, but that's just like more of a truer green. You bet Fallen Flake would look good on it. Well, I painted that too. I painted everything on the ugly. I was like, I need to prepare. Okay, let's start with flakes. Ready? So here's Fallen Flake Taco, and that is literally like walking in the dirt in September. In Canada. Because we have like red and gold leaves. I mean, I'm sure you have those in other countries, but I don't know. This is an ugly fall combo that I would sign off on. Fallen Flake for the win. However, Red Flake Taco, like this is the Grinch stole Christmas and didn't give it back. The Grinch shat on Christmas is this combo. I can't say I like this one. In theory, I think you would suspect, ooh, red on green would be pretty, but like not this one. Can we agree? It looks like rotten cinnamon hearts. A swamp fire. Blood in the mud. Yeah, not the best. Okay, rose gold looks nice. And so does the classic gold flake taco. These two. Right? So the classic gold will pull it more warm. You know, if that's what you like, you gotta warm it up in the microwave. But like, I kind of like rose gold on it. And I'm not sure why. Baby pink works. It's like your baby girl had her first diaper moment. How cute. That's so cute. Okay. But it's kind of looks nice. Silver Flake Taco looks nice too. Christmas party. New Year's poo. Because you always feel like shit on January 1st. You can wear this combo. There you go. Be prepared. How about these flowers, huh? Now that is pathetic fallacy. Because sometimes we just cover things, you know, with flowers and pretend everything looks fine. Yeah, sure. Swamp flowers, poopy flowers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's in the water? Well, it's giving garden bed fertilizer. Actually, it kind of does look like fertilizer, or like when the grass just starts growing, but it's still kind of dirty. All right. These are the two reflectives. I don't have my reflective lights set up, but you can kind of see when I do it at a side angle. But I have reflective taco and disco dust. Disco dust is the more colorful one. But like, that's a poop party, if I do say so myself. You've heard of Party One Purple, but have you heard of a disco dust poop party? All right, let's go to the holographics. Because in the truest form, let's say you don't want to add a color. Let's say you love the color of Born Ugly and you're like, that's just my color. But you want to give it something flashy. Then you would add a Holo Taco, okay? So we've got, hold on, let me stabilize here. We've got flaky Holo Taco, which is our larger flakies. We've got scattered Holo Taco, which is more like a galaxy in the poo. And we've got linear Holo Taco, which is like rainbows, smooth rainbows in a smooth poop. I think all three of these look absolutely stunning. The linear is really nice. Here, let me get my phone flash because that's how you should look at Holo. If you don't know that by now, where have you been in the bathroom all this time? Okay, there, look. Yes. Yes, when the sun hits the poo. Okay, that's nice. That would be a nice car color. Yes. Okay, Porsche. Come on now. That's pretty sick. That's couture. Now we skipped over this side. Let's go back to the other side to complete the flakes. We have black flake taco. What does that remind you of? That's kind of like edgy, and same with cracked taco shell. Like they would suit my outfit, like this like grunge chain core look I have going on. I kind of like it. Like a 90s rock band. You know, you're going to see Blink-182. You're going to see The Offspring. Yeah. Please give us details on the outfit. Okay, George. The shirt. The t-shirt is an ugly color. I don't remember the name, but it's from Aritzia and it's called a t-shirt. It's like they're stretchy shirts. And I don't remember the color, but you would notice it. And they have stock in all sizes because no one's buying it. I'm wearing a chain necklace from Swarovski. I stole it from a dog, actually. But there is fake diamonds on it. I love it. The shirt matches your eyes. Oh, funny you say that. So does Born Ugly. I guess that is literally me. Why is the statistically proven ugliest color in the world, in the context of cigarette packaging, also my eye color? Sir? Do you have something to say? What is going on here? So you were born ugly? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's the color of my eyes, and probably so many other people who have like hazel eyes. It's like the average color in my eyeball is this color. Here, let's see. What color are your eyes, Poll? Are they ugly? What color are your eyes? We're not gonna have enough categories, but let's just do like straight up brown, hazel, green, like straight up green. No lying. If you're hazel like me, just say hazel. Don't say green. blue, or other. Sorry, I threw the others. If you have like purple eyes, you're in the blue category because you're so unlikely. You're statistically rare anyways. Unless you live in the Scandinavian countries. So I have hazel eyes. You know this from Simplynailogical. I can probably pull up a better picture. Simplynailogical makeup. I just Google myself when I'm like, I can't find a picture. I don't know if I have. Oh, I have like this picture. Or here. Okay, that's kind of photoshopped. That's not real. Oh, this one's real. No, that's kind of photoshopped. But it gives you the idea. Here. This was overall enhanced brightness. But you can see. Oh, why is Twitter getting so big? You could see the brown versus the green. Which is hazel. It just means like a mix of both. How I wish I did my makeup in high school challenge. Oh, this is back when I used Twitter. R.I.P. There's Manny did my eyes. There, here, completely unedited. There's my eyes. Hazel. What did I miss? Nothing. Just that my eyes are this color. I was born ugly. Woo! Okay, let's look at the chat. Ready? What color are your eyes? 41% are brown. 17% are hazel. Oh, I thought it would be more hazel. Isn't that like what happens when people mix eye colors and then they come out hazel because they can't decide? That's the biology, apparently. No? I'm probably wrong. 12% are green. 29% are blue or other. Wait, what? Are you blue or other? What the fuck? Wait, what other color? What other major category did I miss? Is that many people have blue eyes? No. Blue eyes are like 5% or something in like North America. Am I wrong? Orange? Shut up. You don't have orange eyes. Black? I guess I would count that under like super dark brown because I don't know if anyone has like as black as your, what are the black dots called? The pupil. Yeah, exactly. Like I expect you to put yourself in brown if it's super dark brown. You missed gray. Well, how many people have gray eyes? Okay, fine. We'll do this again. I don't believe you. I do not believe that 41, no, what is it? 30% of this chat has blue or other. What color? Your eyes again. This is like the Australian study. They're just like, fuck, we gotta do it again. Okay. Brown or hazel. Or green. Fuck it. Lumping everyone. Blue. Gray. Other. Okay, most of you are brown, hazel, or green. Somewhere in this zone. Nothing's as black as your pupil because it's kind of just a hole in the inside of your head. Shout out to our doctor, Procrastination, coming in with facts. Yeah. I thought that was the case. I just didn't know why. That makes sense. So all your watchers are Scandinavian? It sounds like it, but that's not true at all. Most of you. There's no way. Like, aren't real gray eyes super rare? That's what I always grew up thinking. There's a honey color that leans yellow. That's brown. Like, that's just a shade of brown. Sorry. My eyes are honey. Like, no. It falls somewhere under brown. Okay, you're all beautiful. I know, but no. Fun fact, green is the rarest eye color. Is it? That's fun. Menchie has green eyes. She's so rare and beautiful. Okay, let's see. What color are your eyes? Again, survey part 2. 67% brown, hazel, or green. 26% blue. Okay, so it is people with blue eyes. What the fuck? Why do so many of my chat disproportionately have blue eyes? Like, that's not how it is, right? Percentage of people... Now we are totally off the rails, as expected. With blue eyes. I'm just gonna put North America, because, sorry. That's the easiest research I can look at. Oh my god, you're right! Chat is right. 27% has blue eyes. Really? I literally didn't know this. Now I'm learning. Wait. Close to 8 to 10% of people have blue eyes, with the US having 27%. Wait, who are people? The world? I didn't know this. I thought it was like super low. Anyways. All right. So you're just like America. My chat is American. Shocking. Yeah, I assume people means the world too. It's just the way they put it. Yeah. Right. I remember learning that it was a recessive gene and that like they were all dying basically. That it was gonna be rarer and rarer to have blue eyes. That's what I remember learning as a child. And I was also told the same thing. But like hazel is like, it means like people mixed their eye colors. I was like, okay, guess my eyes are mutated then. All right, shouts out to my fellow hazel eye people. This color will look great on you. It'll look equally ugly on you as it does on me. This is maybe a trick statement. All right, detectives, I hear you have a deck for me. I don't know which one of you decided to make it or why, because it certainly was not known that Holo Taco would be releasing this, would it? Was it? No. Come on in. Hey, you at the back of the class, detective, I see you. Have a seat. Be sat. I think the detectives like whipped this up in 2 seconds because they had no knowledge of this. I did not spoil the joke or the surprise. It's time to open the schools. Yeah. Open the schools. We're doing the detectives review. The review for the Holo Taco Del Taco Detectives Camp. Let's go. There's like ugly things. Uh-oh, she's speaking. Hold on, we gotta listen to her. What if we... You guys like ugly things. You're so weird. I actually have a good idea. I don't know even why I'm telling you this. I'm not saying anything. I have a really good idea for something so ugly. I'm so excited. I'm not gonna tell you because I would give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Nope. It's so ugly. But it excites me. No one will buy it, but everyone will talk about it. Kind of like cracked taco shell. Just kidding. A lot of people did buy cracked taco shell, but just like how upsetting it was to people. I love the drama. I'm the drama. Who is she? Who is this little liar? Who is this little drama queen? I love upsetting people. I have an idea for something so ugly. This was in the summer when we'd already probably finalized it. Yeah, I'm so sassy. You clocked me. I'm literally dressed the same, just a different color. Wow. I'm so predictable. What if we did a April Fool's release, but you could actually buy it. Would you want that? If we did an April Fool's release, but you could actually buy it, would you want that?
I mean,
I guess it depends what it is, but just imagine it's as unhinged as that. Yes, you would? That would be funny. Yes, I'll buy it. You don't even know what it is, but you said yes.
Arranged marriage.
Sounds fun. Something fun unhinged. Maybe. Depends on the shades. What if it's like the ugliest shade? Would you still buy it?
I literally told you.
I want to dunk it, monkey. Oh my god. If we released the ugliest shade ever, would that be exciting? For April Fools.
No one caught on. I wasn't lying. It was literally the ugliest shade ever. That was your moment to like Google. All you have to do is go to theugliestshadeever.com. Well, no, that's not the website. I just mean just Google the ugliest shade in the world. And you would have seen exactly my plans. Not me asking if I should release it. I'm just like making sure that we're making the right decision. You know, sometimes I do that. You may not realize it. Or am I just speculating or just guessing? I don't know. Am I just doing general market research, or am I confirming that we're not going to fuck up? Okay, I'm going to put the detective's music back on. March, Nintendo stream. Oh, was that me or him? Oh, that's him. Yes, because we did swatch his nails in March for April 1st. That lines up. That tracks. Playing with combos. I'm gonna try something. Shit emoji. Yeah. I painted these in February. Like, I've been waiting almost 2 months to show them to you. I was just really excited at the time. Yeah. Because someone on our creative team was like trying to figure out what combos we should look into getting swatched, or if there was anything in particular. And I'm like, oh, I want to, let me do them all and I'll send you a picture. And then I'll use them on stream anyways. So yeah, I did this, this prep, this poopy prep earlier than normal. March 8th, crazy things you said to me when you were 12 years old. Simplynailogical, episode 22. This is a real stream title. And it is representative of what happens on those streams. Okay, too ugly for eyeballs. Oh yeah, you saw them with Everything Taco. Nails she has previously called ugly on March 8th. You don't want to see my nails there. It's just too ugly for eyeballs. Trust. I don't think you're getting what you expect. I think we have a little surprise that you're not expecting, that doesn't match previous years. There is no precedent for what's happening next. But don't worry about it, because it'll be really ugly and you won't want it anyways. Did she lie? I think I did lie. Because 70% of you said you would wear this. That was during the last launch. Little did you know I was talking about the next release, which is technically Born Ugly. I just don't consider this a release. This was almost a joke. This is a joke. Hello. Were there any protos for this one, or did you just go with the Pantone? I literally was like, hey. My conversation with the lab. Here's a swatch. Do this. It was the easiest formulation ever. Now, that's not to say there is a bit more complexity in terms of like opacity. We did go back and forth with a couple of rounds of opacity, and that can change the tinge and how it dries down a little bit. And also, when you add a glossy taco, it might read slightly deeper versus if you put a matte taco on. Lighting can throw things. But yeah, it was ultimately like, do the best to match this color while maintaining the creme quality application
opacity of our tried and true classic Holo Taco crowns. So, yeah. I would love to see how Born Ugly looks next to some other muted tones like Not Press, Headhunter. Need I say Mocha, Stay Grounded? We could take a quick look at those. Oh my god, Zyler? Zyler, come back! I can't believe he made it. Hey boy, do you like the ugly? Remember when I put this on your head and someone saved it as their profile picture, one of your fan accounts? That was so cute. And now there's another one. Look at chat. What a fucking king. You're such a king. Okay, I'm sorry. He's about to get tired in 3, 2, 1. Nope. 3, 2. He is truly a king. He's not amused, but he misses me. Zyler, you weren't born ugly. No, you were born a king. Okay, where were we, detectives? No, I was just responding to chatter that, yeah, there was prototypes, but it was more like, match this color. Yeah. And also, people's interpretations of Pantone 44C here. Let me just show you something else that's interesting to exactly 7 view. Pantone 448C. Okay, look. So even when you Google Pantone 448C and you go to images, you are all looking on different screens, but you're at least looking on the same different screens. And these look different, right? Okay, so yes. As much as the Pantone swatches aim to say, like, yeah, it's this, depending on what you look at and who's pulling from what, there is some variance. So when we, like at the lab, for example, when we talk or trying to speak the same language, we use the actual chits from a swatch, a Pantone book, where you can like rip these things out. And as long as the book is recent, not faded, not exposed to sunlight, and hasn't been updated, then you can generally trust that you are like speaking the same language. But this also just kind of shows you the range if you just literally Google the color. So I tried to stick as best as I could to my physical chit that I have at home. Zyler had his paw on the keyboard like he wanted to talk to us. He had something to say. He said, this is fucking ugly. No one should buy it. Do not buy. All right. Okay, detectives. What else you got for me? Gaming stream. Simply said, that's such an ugly nail polish color. I kind of like it. Yeah. That was an obvious hint. Okay. Okay, chat. Here's what we're going to do. I'll see you next week, but it won't be on Wednesday. Which day will it be? Am I joking or not? I don't know. I guess we'll see. With the screen of Ben being so small, it's very difficult to get a new shot. But I highly doubt he would just repaint it. Oh, he just left it on his nail for like 2 weeks. He does this thing where I'll paint his whole hand, whether it's for like a mini production, like I'm just testing the formula color matching the approved prototypes, or if we're swatching, then I will swatch his hand and he'll remove most of them except 1 or 2 nails. Why? I don't know. Like he did that on purpose. Like he literally just like left 1 nail. He's like, I think it looks cooler. Okay. Don't take your fashion tips from Ben. Menchie gang, this was like 2 days ago. Don't out me like this. Now, are we certain she didn't do a mix beforehand in an empty bottle? Which was the initial idea of like me just making the shade so I could pose with it. And then, haha, we're releasing the ugliest shade ever. But then I genuinely thought people would be upset that they couldn't buy it. And I'm like, okay, I guess we should actually make it then. But
I just love the idea so much. Like, to me, the idea of like coming out with a shade that was statistically so ugly and had a whole backstory was so fascinating that I'm like, I don't care if it means technically adding a mini launch in. It is such a good concept. I'm doing it. Same with birthstones. Like, in any other world, you tell me to release 12 shades at the same time, I'd be like, that sounds crazy. Why? But if there's a concept and a story that makes so much sense, and I'm like, no, it's so worth it. I'm fucking doing it. So that was the case here. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm doing it. And also, it's not gonna sell like well, because look at it. We're doing it, but also lower your expectations. Okay, accounting team, relax. Don't worry. Don't even pretend there's a launch today. And yesterday we did reveal that we basically made it. And that's in part to we're trying to do two things at once. Like, we want to be playful and silly and be able to do something weird and crazy, but also give you a heads up for people who would have otherwise been upset if we didn't actually give them any warning because it was real. So this was our compromise. You won't want this. Don't set your alarm. Hey, you definitely won't want this. Up to you. How do we tell them without telling them? I don't know. We went back and forth on the copy for this. Did we make the world's ugliest color? I don't know. Carry on. I'm glad you guys liked this. It means you have a good sense of humor. Congratulations. Your parents did well. Oh, you caught me in the spreadsheets. Okay, you guys polled each other on, oh, this is interesting. Thank you for the data. Would you actually buy and wear the ugly nail polish? So this is in the Discord, in the dark chaos of the detectives desk, or daily detectives. Would you actually buy and wear the nail polish? 50% said yes. Okay, my chat's higher, right? Well, I guess we didn't include the question buy. It was, would you wear this? And it was 70. Do you believe in ugly? Yes, I am a carrying member of the church. 55%. Oh, is that you thinking whether or not it was going to happen or not? Okay, so you were right. YouTube description. Yeah, born up. How did you clock that? The shade name in the URL. Oops. I knew it was real. I clicked so fast. Let's go, gamers. It does look ugly. Does Born Ugly sell out before stream? No. No. Look at it. Literally says do not click. How edible is Pantone 448Z? Simply Ugly Mud Daddy? Oh. Oh, we all had such great shade name ideas. She's giving vital nutrient paste from a sci-fi movie. She's giving yummy for plants. These are all great ideas. Why does everyone have an X in their name? A normal day and daily. Okay, I will no longer ask questions. Sorry, pretty reviews for pretty collections only. See you on the 20th. I didn't give any date. Stop trying to trick me, you little fucks. The fuck is this? I never said such a thing. This deck was not authorized by me, nor the Holo Taco team, nor any of my representatives. Thanks for viewing, everyone. Thank you, detectives. Thank you for having faith in the ugly things in life. All right. I will do a couple quick comparisons because I really liked that other chatter's recommendation, but I realized I skipped over some combos. Everything taco when you can't decide how pretty to make your ugly nail polish. These were just blank. I didn't paint them with anything. This is matte taco. See which kind of lightens it up. That to me looks more like camo helmet, like military helmet vibes with matte taco. All right, let's compare to some cremes. How about that? So, someone said muted colors. Muted colors.
I also have it on this unlabeled stick for now, but... So I could give you some other greens. Like these greens. Like these. These would be nice. Ooh. That's nice. See, compared to Headhunter, which is the darkest one, and Modest Moss, Born Ugly looks like brown, right? It's throwing it. Now it doesn't really look olivey at all. The American Olive, or sorry, American. The Australian Olive Association is happy about that, eh, mate? That's not olive. That's brown. I can't do an Australian accent. I apologize to the Australian government. Get out of here. Okay, what else? Someone said Holo Barista. Ooh, you could do a neutral combo with some Holo and some creme. Okay, that's nice. Put some... Is that nice? Actually, that's nice. These two are nice. I don't like the other ones with it. But you know, you do you. Make your coffee however you want. It looks, to me, it looks the best with Need I Say Mocha because that one has a yellower undertone. So this makes sense. But those complement each other, ooh, so nicely. It's like coffee in the fall. What else? What else should I stick this into? It looks like bud coffee. I don't even know what that means. How do you order that? Don't answer that. Butterscotch hop? That's gonna be hideous. I can't wait. Okay, butterscotch hop and not pressed. And all the banana shades. Let's do it. Ho, 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 ho. Nasty. This is literally the baby food section of the grocery store. What kind of baby food are you interested in? Do you want some butterscotch? How about some banana hacks? Some banana medicine, some not pressed, some Born Ugly. Your baby was born ugly. Did I tell you that? I had the perfect shade for your baby. It's called Born Ugly. What? It looks really good with not pressed. Like, everyone is correct, which makes sense because not pressed was also voted, you know, among the ugly shades and is not the best seller if you control for its release period. But these two look really good together. So if you're a not pressed lover, Born Ugly will 100% like look so good beside it as a Skittle Mani, as a gradient, as a like a very sharp French tip. I think that would look kind of sick. Like this looks like a bowl of warm olives. Oh my god, it looks like Ben and I went out for dinner for his birthday and we ordered a dish of warm olives. Did I take a picture? It looks like that. It literally looks like what we ordered. I'm gonna find it. If I took a picture. I don't know. I forgot to post. No, I only took a picture of after the olives were done. No. Anyways, this was the rest of the food. It's not very interesting. But there's pasta and salad. Anyways, that's not the olives. These look like a dish of olives and then they throw a little olive oil and then they warm it up and they charge you $10. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, feed me. You see the vision? Perfect. Glad you're also messed in the head. Okay, what else do you want to see? Secret Society? Dark Academia. Okay, these look sexy. What? Sexy ugly. Okay, those look real. They kind of look like they were meant to be. because the undertone of Secret Society throws different ways. Like it can throw to olive brown, but also more bronze. I kind of love these together. Let's see how it looks with Ivy League. Ivy League is kind of too emerald, like a very deep emerald. So I don't know if I love those. I kind of like it with Inkwell too. Oh, that is rich. Like this looks like an expensive carton of cigarettes that might kill you, but it costs $100 instead of 20. Yeah. Yeah. Rich people only will die from this one. How much are even cigarettes? I have literally no idea. Are they 20 bucks? This is Inkwell from Dark Academia. Absolute stunner. It reminds me of like my hair color, kind of. I got my hair color and my eye color. Wow, I'm literally a narcissist. I just realized that. This is literally me. These are my body parts and nail polish. What? With Menchie cat eye? Ooh, ooh, ooh. There it is. Ooh, shit. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. Okay, listen up, chicken butt. This is Menchie Cat Eye and Born Ugly. You know what you could do if you're like lazy at doing magnetics? Lay down Born Ugly and then just do one coat of Menchie Cat Eye on top. It might look a little bit darker and you might have a bit less dimension, but if you're just lazy and you just want to do one coat of magnetics but still get the effect, literally this is the perfect recipe. So you're welcome. Put my cat on Born Ugly. They are polar opposites because Menchie was born beautiful. Could we see Chameleon Coat and see y'all later try? Yes, Mountain High. There ain't no mountain high enough. Okay, Chameleon Coat is... Chameleon Coat and see y'all later try. Coming up next. Chameleon Coat. Now that's a joke. Not Chameleon Coat? Why? What'd she do to you? Traumatize you? Same. It's okay. We've all been there. Okay, why is that good? Oh no, I hate it. I hate that it looks good. No! You will not win. Okay, this is kind of a nice combo. I hate it. So this is See Y'all Later Try. Born Ugly and Chameleon Coat. Long retired multichrome. Has been retired for a very long time. Do not even ask. But this looks like camo. This reads camo to me, yeah. Reptile. Camo. Yeah. I prefer Menchie Cat Eye. Too much nature. I agree with blue. Okay? Too much nature. My customers hate nature. Nature haters. Maybe we could try Waste of Space on top of Born Ugly. You could try it. That would actually be ugly. But here, I have an empty slot since I didn't topper some of these, so we could do it. Okay, let's do that. Waste of space. Let's see if I'm gonna waste this nail polish. You know what? It's a waste of space. Born ugly on our shelves. I think this is the most fun I've had with the release. And it's just 1 gram. Like, what? So silly. I'm just a silly little shrimp. Okay. These I had painted but didn't taco them, so they are free to be used and abused. Ready? Waste of space. Let's waste it. Which is not supposed to be a topper. I'm totally painting a Menchie hair in here. I don't care. It just covers it up. Yeah, because the waste of space jelly is rich. I don't think you're really getting the benefits of the ugly color. Like maybe a little bit, but it is a way, as is wearing any dark color creme under a jelly-like formula like waste of space, to just kind of hack it. So you just have to do 1 coat. It's the epitome of shits and giggles. Oh my God, stop. Other polish brands look at you like... Actually, I think they would be mad they didn't come up with the idea. But even if they did, I don't know if it would be pulled off as fun as it was received by Holo Taco customers. This is me just guessing. Like, if Sally Hansen did it, like, I mean, maybe people would, like, laugh. But I don't know if their sales department would, like, actually be happy with the decision, you know? Whereas for us, like, it's not really just about sales. It's about, like, it's literally about the community and stupidity. And that brings a different type of value for my brand. So it just looks different. The color just looks different on different brands, you know? Okay, what else do you want me to layer over this atrocity? I have 2 more slots. This should totally go in Ulta. Literally, I would be embarrassed pitching it because I'd have to explain why it even exists and why it's called Born Ugly. I don't know if a retailer would be like, yeah, let's bring in this cosmetic product called Born Ugly. Literally the opposite of what our customers want. Yeah. I already did Fall and Flake, Fowler. You're not paying attention. Cracked Taco, Francis Bacon, I already did it. Please pay attention in class. High def? Okay. That sounds disgusting. I like it. What if Ulta came to you and said, we want Born Ugly? I would be like, are you sure? But I'd be down if they wanted it. There's just no way. Solo mission? You guys are fucking awful. I like it. Oh no, favorite sister. Okay, Renee wins because Renee super chatted. Or you know what? I can paint a matte taco. Let's do both. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna round it out. To be fair, I bought a similar color from OPI. I think the difference is that it probably wasn't named Ugly. Cause like, generally speaking, you know, retailers or marketers don't like to do negative associations with shade names or marketing, because then like, why would you want it, you know? Kind of like how with smoking, the Australian government wanted people to think this was a gross product or would be bad or like harmful to them. So they did things like made it the ugliest, most unappealing color, put really scary pictures of cancer, like patients with cancer who are in the middle of dying, pictures on it. So yeah, there is valid empirical research on how something with a negative association, whether it's a word, a picture, a color, doesn't sell well or deters you from purchasing it. So with that being said, something in a beauty store called Born Ugly probably doesn't work for their goal, which is to sell more. Anyways, I'm just speculating. I'm guessing. When is the Ultra refresh? At some point. It won't be like super frequent, but we're working on it. But these things take a lot of time. So, yeah. I meant birthday bread. No! You can't change your mind. Okay, you can, but I'll switch it. You only get one. I saw someone asking about the Canadian tariffs. They are still off on our website. They still apply in the law in the world on a bunch of categories, including nail polish. So anyone who says it doesn't apply doesn't know what they're talking about, or is not doing the law properly. But yeah, we are just covering them right now. But that is in the interim until we can find a fix for basically the tax calculator's fucked, because this was all brought on so quickly, and businesses and providers were like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's like a technical issue, and they're just trying to problem solve for it being accurate for our Canadian customers. So since this all happened, we've been covering them. They are still being paid, just not by you. I don't know when they will be fixed. I hope that they are fixed soon for the sake of like our business, but I understand Canadian customers hope they're never fixed. I also just hope they're reversed. That would be nice too. But for now, yeah, at checkout and you see no other duties or taxes or sales tax, that is accurate. We are just paying them for you. You're welcome. Okay, let's put on a solo mission. Ew. Okay, I can't believe it got uglier. Oh, it's like literally muddy now. It's so muddy. I love it. Can we expect a notice once the tax calculator is working? Does that make sense? Like, I thought the notice of like, hey, we're gonna have to put these on, just so you know, or by the way, it's broken, was enough notices. I feel like it's really annoying to keep getting updates about like technical software. Like, you already got the good news, right? Like that it's broken and therefore it's covered. I'm not sure what good it would do just to be like, okay, our mistake or the mistake is fixed. Like, then what? You know? You can also just check. Like, if it's on the website, then that means it's back working. Right now, today, right now, and tonight, because it's not going to change overnight, it's not on. So. Sorry, I missed this. Member of the VOD squad joining live because I'm homesick. Also, Australia is going to print warnings on individual cigarettes soon. Yeah. Canada started that too. It'd be a good notice to have when it's fixed so we aren't surprised. But we already notified you that it would be happening. And then we were like, we're going to cover them until it's fixed. So do we really need another notice that says, actually, it's back? Like, you're already mentally prepared that it should be it should have been on this entire time. Since the first announcement of the retaliatory tariffs was made by the Canadian government in response to Trump, which was a couple weeks ago. It should have been on this entire time. We're just like kind of doing a, I don't know, favor because of the systems can't figure it out. So I just feel like it's so much like back and forth, which I detest, but that's literally totally out of my hands and I hate it that it was such a shit show the way all of this rolled out. Anyways. anyways, I'm not sure it's necessary to send another email that just says, actually it's on. Cause like, what good does that do? Like, you already know it's supposed to be on. We made that announcement in advance of it planning to be on. So you should just expect that they are on. However, we provided clarity for the last launch that it is correct that they were not on because there is a software issue. Anyways. You need to update when the change goes through. But I guess as I just explained, like, you should expect that they are on. They should be on. It could be tomorrow. Like, if they just magically figure out a fix and they might just go on. I guess that's not the case that I'm aware of, but this is just how system update software can work. And so as much as I tried to give you advance notice before we put it on, and then that failed because it wasn't working because the system doesn't calculate it properly. So I feel like it's a lot of back and forth and confusion. And what if it breaks again? And what if it's removed? So I'm a little annoyed at how much the other powers that be that are out of my control keep sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a tug of war of information. And I hate to do this to customers, to keep telling them one thing and then going back and telling them one thing, then telling them back. So you should just like expect there to be tariffs when they're back and working. They should be on now. They should have been on for weeks. That is the law. Or that is how our business can sustain to exist and follow the law at the same time, I guess is the accurate way of putting it on. Anyways, okay, this is just for Canadians. Right now, unless something happens, if you've been following the news, where other countries might put retaliatory tariffs as a result of Trump doing shit to them as of April 2nd. That I don't know. And we won't know until April 2nd. And then it'll be the same thing all over again, if applicable, of trying to figure it out, trying to add it. And I am not the only person. This is not about Holo Taco. This is about literally all businesses who fall under the affected categories, which will be so many more on April 2nd. It's crazy. And I think that most of you are American, or I know that most of you are American in the chat. So you're just like, none of this, I don't see this. It doesn't apply to you. Yeah, because it doesn't do anything to you unless you've already started to see it in an industry you work in that does business with Canada or other countries. But everyone in other countries that Trump has declared a trade war on are dealing with this whiplash effect that is extremely frustrating for everyone, for the business owner, for the customers, especially when you have an international audience or an international customer base, which we do. So it is extremely ugly. It is so ugly and frustrating, and I like literally didn't sleep for weeks, but I channeled my energy into presentation about smoking packages instead because it brings me joy. Okay, let's put on high def. Oh, this kind of reminds me of a combo I feel like we imagined up at some point on like an ugly combo stream, I think. That does not look good. Like the little dots in it just look like white matter. That's crazy. Sorry, last thing I'll say on this, there could be a pop-up during checkout. Okay, so we already have all of the verbiage that was set to go in place in like 3 different spots at checkout that says there is tariffs. So when there is tariffs, we'll just flip that on. So that's already taken care of. It's not like you're not gonna know when you check out. You will see it when it's there. We're not gonna pretend they're not there and then actually charge you and then you'd be like, I don't understand. No, there will be notices just like there are now about where it says like duties and taxes, blah, blah, blah. Everything will be clear at checkout. I am just not in love with the idea of doing multiple communications, that it just becomes confusing, as it already has. It's already confused people and we only sent out 2 things. So anyways, that's my vibe. You kind of like this? It looks like a sicky, like a rotting pickle, like a pickle that has mold growing on it. Okay, last one, because you asked, birthday brat. I'm just gonna paint it over the mat because that's what I have available to me. Ready? Oh, now it's pretty. So you were born ugly and then you had your birthday and you're still a brat. Okay, that's like, that does not look the same color. Like, that is not this color. That's kind of nice. Like, all of a sudden it's not hot pink, right? It kind of looks like a, closer to like a deep magenta, I want to say, like a raspberry, like a frozen raspberry. Looks like a frozen raspberry, like, beverage almost. It's kind of pretty. I kind of like it. Do we like them? This is why CEOs normally don't talk to their customers. Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Oops. The coverage of Birthday Brat is Chef's Kiss. I mean, you would want to build it up if you want to get like this impact, then yeah, like any frosted frosted metal. Is she surpassing early sales projections? Spill the tea. I think she's exactly where we thought she would be for now. Like, I know that we were like, make enough so we don't sell out. I don't want to sell out on April 1st. That would be terrible. And not the vibe I am going for, sir. But I am also aware of loyalty being the biggest moment of the year. Loyalty / royalties custom limited edition polish release. Those two things happening at the same time. People would look forward to the sale and they intentionally skip some collections before to wait for this. But what happens is you have all these people who have the same idea, especially like, and with this shade, like, oh, I'm gonna skip it because I'll pick it up there. And then what happens is there's only so much of all those things for so many people at the same time. So the first hour of the loyalty launch and loyalty sale, yeah, get your shit. Don't think you can wait till the end of the weekend. For the new stuff, maybe I think like we've been able to secure the right projections for who's interested in the new stuff. That's maybe a different case. I'm just talking about like the other stuff that people have been waiting on that like we didn't make exorbitant quantities for because we made it to project for its own launch with some carryover. But there's a difference, right? And it's really hard to predict the difference between who wants it at a launch, which is what we do project for, versus how many people are just gonna decide to pick it up at a sale later. And that's where shit goes flying off the shelf. When is the sale? At the end of April. It'll be announced officially by Holo Taco when it's closer to. It's gonna be crazy, yeah. Like it was last year. And shit will sell out on stream. Probably Born Ugly. That's what I think, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe people will get to Lil and be like, actually I changed my mind. She's right. It is ugly. I don't know. Did you say when? No, I did not. I said nothing. I just said later in April. Like not imminently. It's literally April 1st. You've killed it with stocking enough of really big launches for the last few years. Thank you, Katie. Yes, the team has absolutely killed it. The majority of our launches have remained in stock for well past launch week. Don't get it twisted. there are exceptions, but those are the exceptions, like Burstone, which was just insane. But generally speaking, we have good stock of even limited edition stuff, like the collection boxes. So like Underglow collection, kept that in stock, and any other collection box we released all year has had decent stock. It seems to be working well and easier for you guys launch-wise without focusing on more boxes. It has helped a little bit in the planning. That being said, the custom super carton, like the David's Tea one you saw, still requires pre-planning because you have to put the shade names on it. So you still have to think in advance, know how many shades, know what the shades are, get that extra packaging. It also needs to be assembled same way a collection box needs to be assembled. So it's not like, oh, now it's so easy. You know, it's a little bit different. The costs help us a little bit, and in a landscape where the cost of goods is only increasing and probably even more as of April 2nd. Because a lot of our import ingredients, as with literally any cosmetics company, comes from overseas. So, yep. What kind of tea did you have today? Oh, a great question. Maple breakfast? Yeah, simply maple breakfast, which I know they're out of stock of, but they have said they are doing another restock. It shouldn't be too long. I don't have a date. The super cartons are so cute. We can tell that we care, I think. Yeah, I think they're cute. I think they're fun. And they do take up less space, which was one of our customers' notes on our collection boxes. Simply, I want to say I appreciate you and all you do for your customers. I know it's not easy all the time. What are you talking about? This is the most fun job ever. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, this is a lot of fun. Yes, there are challenges and times where I find it like a personal frustration where I'm just like, no one is listening to me. Or no one understands why I need to make this decision, because they don't understand what it is to run a brand and all of the challenges, limitations, considerations that you just are a reality. And sometimes I'm like, I see something and I'm like, I want to respond with an 8-page essay, but like that's not what I'm gonna do usually, unless we're on stream. Then I can just talk about it. It's easier. But yeah, I think I've gotten better at just like, you know, reading it and being like, okay, it's fine, you know? I know that I'm doing the best I can and I have a great team working with me too. And I do think the majority of our customers are extremely reasonable. And even if I'm not expecting people to have a background in business or supply chain management to like understand the challenges and how they are actually very realistic and have broad reaching implications, but like just general common sense and doing a little bit of reading, like you could probably be like, I think that makes sense, you know? Just like I've learned on the job. I did not get educated in supply chain management. I've learned this all and listened to trusted experts. And I think sometimes on the internet, just general simply analysis, not even just about me or your question, is that one problem I have with the internet is people just don't give anyone the benefit of the doubt anymore. It's just like, it's not happening. Nope. I saw this 15-second clip of you. You're lying. I hate what you said. You can't possibly mean anything other than the context in which I just heard it in. And I have no evidence to prove what I'm trying to say. But there's just no giving the benefit of the doubt, especially on things that like you may not know. Like, okay, do you understand the landscape of tariffs and supply chain management? Like, do you know what you're talking about? Usually the answer is no. And then there's like no benefit of the doubt, no chances, no, let me consider or wait, literally wait 5 minutes. And, that I do find frustrating just as a general behavior that I observe
in the comments, like across the entire internet, insert literally any niche or category. And I feel like it's just a new way of life that you just have to learn to cope with, because it's not going to change. So I'm just learning how to cope, as I have as an influencer for like 10 years, with people who won't give you the benefit of the doubt, who won't take 2 seconds, who won't consider literally anything than 2 things that are in front of them that they decided to make a judgment call on. And that's fine. But that's okay. People do assume the worst, and I try not to. It's honestly taught me not to do that. Like, I think I used to do that and be like, ew, I see how it is. And it's like, no, maybe it's not like that. So I try and give the benefit of the doubt to most contexts, unless proven otherwise repeatedly. That's okay. Someone lets you down repeatedly and you have enough evidence that, like, I don't like this person, they're toxic or whatever it is to you, and you have a lot to go on, that's fair, totally valid. But if you don't, why are we jumping here? Why are we leaping? What, leapfrogging? So I just feel like it's a positive quality to take away from this ugly lesson. It's just not totally unrelated. That just, like, take a minute and give something a benefit of the doubt, whether it's a person or a news story or anything. Just be like, let me think on this. Let me see if there's other supporting evidence. Let me see if they do it again. You know? And then I'll fucking stake them. No, okay, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean. Do I really think this shade is ugly? Should I give it a chance? Other people like it. Okay. Gotta go with the flow. Yeah. Give Born Ugly a chance. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not trying to turn that little Simply reflection into a pitch. It just kind of worked out. Thank you, Mac. I enjoy seeing the creative process in whatever you design. Do I like it all? No, but I don't have to buy it. I love greens and all the pruglies. I'm hoping to pick one up. I love that attitude too. Not everyone is gonna like everything. I hope you don't like everything. That doesn't even make sense. How can you be a cottagecore girly and an off the deep end? Like, you have to like one of them better than the other, right? Usually. I mean, okay, maybe there's some of us who can just transform into different moments, but for most people, you're gonna be like, no, this is more my vibe. That's the point. This might be your vibe, but statistically it's unlikely. All right. And with that said, I have birthed to you the ugliest nail polish in the world. I hope you take it. I hope you love it or hate it. Take it or leave it on the shelf. It will sit there. It'll get dusty. But if you're into the ugly, you know, ugly and proud, stay ugly, born ugly, live ugly, love ugly, and all the other things. Thank you guys for attending my lecture. This was honestly so fun. Like, all this research for this one nail polish. I won't see you tomorrow because I did this instead, and I have other work to do. So I have others watching to do, maybe. But I'll see you back on Saturday, our usual time. What a time to use Remember Chat. Oh, did I miss it? Still waiting on a solid mustard yellow to pair with this shade. Thank you for everything you've done, Simply. Mustard is one thing we haven't done, probably because we don't think it'll sell well. But, you know, we'll see. If it fits into something, then I consider everything. Nothing is ugly. Beauty is everywhere. Thank you, Castle. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Stay ugly. See y'all later. Bye.